Imagine the dry heat of the Egyptian desert, the air so still, you can almost hear the ancient stones breathe. Beneath your feet lies a chamber sealed for over 4,000 years, its walls untouched, its secrets unspoken. For centuries, explorers, scholars, and treasure hunters have scoured this land of gold and sand, chasing answers to riddles older than most civilizations. They've found temples carved with impossible precision, tombs that speak of gods and curses, and inscriptions hinting at knowledge far beyond their time. But here's the truth: for every mystery solved, another seems to rise from the shadows. What happened to Egypt's most powerful queen after she vanished from history? Could the Great Pyramid still hide a room built for a king, or something far stranger? And somewhere in the desert, does a labyrinth more magnificent than the pyramids themselves still wait to be found? Stay with me, because we're about to open the doors to Egypt's 5 greatest mysteries. Ancient Egypt isn't just a chapter in history, it's a library of secrets written in stone and buried in sand. From the banks of the Nile to the shadow of the Valley of the Kings, every ruin and relic seems to whisper a different story. We think we know this civilization, its mighty pharaohs, its monumental pyramids, its obsession with the afterlife. But the truth is, Egypt's past is stitched together from fragments, and the full picture is still hidden. Archaeologists armed with satellites and ground-penetrating radar are uncovering sites that challenge what we thought we knew. Entire cities have emerged from beneath the desert, sacred tombs are being rediscovered, and inscriptions continue to spark fierce debates among historians. In this episode, we'll step inside crypts that defy explanation, chase the trail of queens who vanished without a trace, and explore discoveries so recent they've barely made headlines. Our first mystery begins not with a pyramid or a pharaoh, but with a queen whose final resting place could be the greatest archaeological prize of the century. Mystery number 1. The Lost Tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. It is one of the greatest love stories and political dramas of the ancient world. Cleopatra VII, last ruler of Ptolemaic Egypt, and Mark Antony, Roman general and her ally in both war and love. When they lost everything to Octavian in 30 BC, ancient writers claimed they chose to face death together rather than humiliation. The Roman historian Plutarch tells us Cleopatra was buried alongside Antony, in a tomb lofty and beautiful, a resting place fit for Egypt's last queen. But here's the problem: no one has ever found it. For decades, the ruins of ancient Alexandria, their likely burial city, have been submerged beneath the sea, claimed by earthquakes and shifting shorelines. Then came a new theory. Perhaps the tomb wasn't in Alexandria at all, but in the temple complex of Taposiris Magna, 45 kilometers to the west. Recent excavations there have revealed coins and statues bearing Cleopatra's face, a network of underground tunnels, and even mummies wrapped in gold leaf. Could one of these sealed chambers hold the queen herself? And if so, what else might be buried with her? Mystery number 2, the Dendera Light Bulb carving. Deep in southern Egypt stands the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, a sprawling complex dedicated to the goddess of joy, music, and motherhood. But in one of its hidden crypts lies a carving that has puzzled visitors for decades. On the wall, figures hold what appear to be long glass bulbs, each containing a twisting serpent, connected to a base that looks eerily like a socket. The resemblance to modern electric lamps is unsettling. Fringe theorists have called it proof that the ancient Egyptians had electricity or even access to alien technology. And to the untrained eye, the scene does look strangely familiar. But Egyptologists see something very different, a symbolic tableau. The bulbs are actually lotus flowers, from which serpents, representing the god Harsamtis, emerge. The base is the Jed pillar, symbol of stability, while the figures holding them are deities embodying eternity. To the Egyptians, this was a story of creation and rebirth, not a blueprint for a power grid. Still, the precision of the carving and the secrecy of the crypt where it's found leave one to wonder, were these symbols purely spiritual, or did they encode a knowledge now lost? Our next mystery involves another figure from Egypt's Golden Age, a queen whose fate may be hidden behind the walls of the most famous tomb in history. Mystery number 3, the Disappearance of Nefertiti. She was one of the most powerful women of the ancient world. Queen Nefertiti, wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten, co-ruler of Egypt during a time of religious revolution. Her image, immortalized in a single limestone bust, is known around the globe. And yet, in the 12th year of Akhenaten's reign, Nefertiti vanishes from the record. No inscriptions, no mentions, no tomb. Some scholars believe she died suddenly, perhaps during a plague. Others think she took on a new identity, ruling Egypt as a pharaoh under the name Neferneferutin. Then there's the most tantalizing theory, that her burial chamber still lies hidden within the tomb of Tutankhamun, her possible son. In 2015, radar scans of Tutankhamun's burial chamber revealed what looked like hidden doorways leading to unexplored voids. Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities fueled the speculation by suggesting they could belong to a major figure. Official statements have wavered, and new scans have given conflicting results. But if Nefertiti's tomb is there, it could contain treasures untouched since the 14th century BC. And just like our next mystery, a hidden space inside the Great Pyramid, the truth is still sealed in stone. Mystery number 4, the Great Pyramid's hidden void. For over 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Khufu has stood as Egypt's most iconic monument. But in 2017, a discovery shook the world of archaeology. Using cosmic ray muon scans, scientists detected a massive, previously unknown cavity hidden above the Grand Gallery. The so-called Big Void is at least 30 meters long, making it one of the largest internal spaces found in the pyramid since the 19th century. And yet, no one has entered it. Its purpose is a mystery. Was it a hidden burial chamber for the pharaoh himself? A structural feature to lighten the pyramid's load? Or perhaps a sealed ceremonial space, untouched since the pyramid's completion around 2560 BC? Egyptian authorities have been cautious, and no physical exploration has been allowed so far. For now, the void is like a locked room in a 45-century-old mansion. We know it's there, but not what it hides. Yet even this mystery may pale beside an ancient marvel described by the Greeks, a labyrinth so vast, it was said to surpass the pyramids themselves. Climax, the Lost Labyrinth of Hawara. 2,000 years ago, the Greek historian Herodotus stood in awe before a structure he claimed was greater than the pyramids. He described it as a labyrinth, more than 3,000 rooms, half above ground and half below, walls covered in carvings telling the entire history of Egypt. This was the Labyrinth of Hawara, built by Pharaoh Amenemhat III around 1800 BC. And then it vanished. Centuries of Nile floods and shifting sands erased its trace, leaving only scattered ruins. Many assumed Herodotus had exaggerated, until the 19th century, when archaeologist Flinders Petrie excavated at Hawara. He found foundations matching the labyrinth's layout, but time and the high water table had destroyed most of it. Yet recent research is reopening the mystery. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar have revealed vast anomalies beneath the surface near Fayum, patterns too regular to be natural. Some believe these could be the buried remains of the labyrinth's lower chambers. If the underground portion still exists, it could be the single largest archaeological discovery in Egyptian history, an archive of inscriptions, sealed for almost 4,000 years, holding lost dynastic records, religious texts, maybe even details of the construction of the pyramids. But here's the catch: much of the site lies under the modern water table. To explore it, archaeologists would need new technology and the political will to dig in a place that could rewrite Egypt's history. For now, the labyrinth waits, somewhere beneath the sands and waters of Hawara, just as it did when Herodotus first walked its endless halls. Conclusion: from the sealed corridors of Taposiris Magna to the hidden void inside the Great Pyramid, Egypt remains a land where every grain of sand could be hiding a story. Some mysteries, like the Dendera carvings, may be explained by symbolism. Others, like the fate of Nefertiti or the Lost Labyrinth of Hawara, may still be waiting for that one breakthrough discovery. What makes these enigmas so powerful is that they link us directly to lives lived thousands of years ago, rulers and builders who left their mark in stone, knowing it might outlast memory itself. Which of these mysteries do you think will be solved in our lifetime? Could Cleopatra's tomb already have been found, or is it still hidden, just beyond our reach? If you enjoyed this journey into Egypt's hidden chapters, remember to subscribe for more forgotten histories and join the discussion below.